Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to try to get this boat anchor into that boat anchor, and hopefully we can get it done and stabbed, and so we can fire it up pretty soon. I put an oxygen sensor in the car off camera, and so now I just got a lot of cleaning up to do. I've also got to worry about the fuel tank and try to get it done. So we got a little bit to do yet before I'm ready to stab this. I have a buddy coming to help me, and we're gonna just get after this. We'll probably do a lot of time lapsing on this video. So let's start off by cleaning this area up. That way we can have a nice clean area to work in to try to get all this installed. We got a lot to do. So we got to put the engine in, put the fuel tank back in, put the Holy fuel pump in it. Man, we've got a ton to do. So let's just, without further ado, let's just get after it and see what we can get done. This is going to be an awesome project, and I'm ready to hear this baby purr. So bolted on my starter and my oil filter housing off camera, and let's see, what else did I do? Didn't do much else. Oh, I put the fuel pump back on, and that's just so we don't have to buy a block off plate, and we can still use the vacuum on the bottom half of this. I don't know what that vacuum does. One goes to the windshield wipers and one goes to something else. So it's just a lot of little things to do here and there. So let's just time lapse cleaning this area up, and then we'll get started throwing this engine in the car. We got the Holley Sniper bolted down onto the intake, and as soon as we get the engine in, we can put the intake on and torque down the valve covers and stuff like that. So, all right, let's get after it. Okay guys, well, me and my buddy Travis got this engine set in there. We don't have it bolted in or nothing, but it just sat there. This is Travis.
Hello guys.
He is buddy, my boss, well, my boss's son hired him to come work for us for a little bit, and we just hit it off. And
sure.
So
he needs a hand, and here I am.
Yeah, so anyways, he's real into boats, and we're gonna do some boats this summer.
If you need any boat work, holler at me.
So anyways, we got the engine stabbed. We're going to bolt it in. We're going to go back on time lapse. We got to bolt it in. Still got to run a bunch of wiring for the Holley Sniper. The fuel tank sitting over there is right there. We got to put the fuel sender in, and I got to get the bolts from the house for the fuel sender. Anyways, then we got to bolt the intake on, and still got to time the engine and stuff like that. We got a lot to do. You guys saw we put the spark plugs in the other day without gapping them. I'm just setting stuff on there. That way stuff didn't fall down inside the cylinders. That was the whole point of that. So, I mean, they're just hand tight. I can take one out right now. So, to all y'all that thought I just slapped them in there, I didn't. I just slapped them in just to protect what I had already did. So we're going to go ahead and start bolting this engine in. I'm probably not going to put the radiator in today because I've got to mount my siren still. I got a siren for this car. We're going to put it in. I'm going to put it right up in here in the grill. So we got a lot left to do, so we're going to get after it. Okay guys, well we made quite a bit of progress. Exhaust is all bolted on. The whole underside is buttoned up except for the oil filter. Got to do that, but I don't remember what I did with the oil filter, so I'll have to find that or order another one. So I guess I'm ready to put the intake on. I gotta clean it up a little bit and then we'll slap the intake on and go from there. So let's get started doing the intake, and the front end of the engine has to be done too. So we have a lot more to do. All right, well, I'm gonna get the intake gaskets out and stuff like that, then we'll be right back. Okay, I think we're ready to slap this thing on. Ooh, I gotta crawl in there with it. Oh. I don't know if this is going to bolt in any different, because there was a few extra pieces on here that I'm not using no more because they went to the old carburetor. We still got to figure out the throttle linkage and the fuel supply. It comes in here and out here. So we've got quite a few things to figure out. I'm probably going to move that coil up to the firewall. There's probably going to be interference between the Holy Sniper and this, so I'll probably move it up to the firewall and we'll go from there. I also got to find out what the torque sequence is of these bolts. Torque sequence and torque spec, so we got to do that still. But I am about ready to hear this thing start up. Especially for some of you guys that said that it's not going to, and I'm going to have to tear it back down.
Haters are gonna hate, man.
Yeah, the haters watch the ads too. So,
Bring on the hate.
yeah.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Please.
So, hopefully we can, we probably won't hear it start today, but we're going to be pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. But look how good that thing looks on there. Man. I don't look too bad in here myself. Oh, man. That will be cool. So, we're going to go ahead and look up the torque sequence. Well, the torque sequence is going to be from the inside out. I know that, but we need to look up the torque specs, and I don't know what I did with my paper, so we'll find it. Torque this intake down, and then we'll find the then I guess we'll figure out if we're going to put on the fuel tank or not. And we're super close to starting this engine. We are just super close. After this is done, we got probably another 45 minutes to an hour of just wiring up the Holly, and then we'll see what else goes on. So, all right, we'll be back here in a second. Oh, I can't believe you guessed that right on the money. That's a 9/16 in there. Have you seen those torque extensions?
Yeah.
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 I think that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool tool. I wish that they could come up with a way to make a torque wrench, like a
Yeah, like an actual wrench.
wrench
Yeah.
for when you can't get a ratchet in the socket, but you need a torque like
Right.
the bell housing bolt.
Right.
Wouldn't that be cool if you had a ratchet or a wrench that would?
That's a half.
They might be able to create something like that out of a box stand or something. What if they're,
Oh, this is what I need to
you
do.
know, like the Craftsman specialty wrenches that are
Right.
and socket sets that like.
This stuff is patented already. You heard us say it here first.
If you could interchange, if you could pop out, you know, each 9/16 has a different range.
Right.
Like, you know, and you could pop in a torque
Right.
value.
Yeah.
That
Well,
whenever you got onto the box end, it went click.
Right.
It's solid. It'd be solid until it broke its internal.
right. Yeah. You guys heard it here first. I mean, that's his idea. You can't steal it now.
Oh hell! I did invent the world's first electric jet boat.
Yeah, he's got an electric jet boat.
Build the world's first electric jet boat. So.
You'll probably have to
And
be.
that's all open. That's all open concept. I'll share any ideas that you want with that. So I want you to get into it and help build the sport just as well as me. You know, I'm not trying to get rich off that. But
We're
this wrench deal,
Yeah.
this could work. That could work. That could can deal.
We're gonna build.
Excuse my language. It's a family show.
Doesn't feel right.
Feeling a little heavier than 35.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. They're dry, so they're gonna be a little crunchy.
We're also thinking about building an electric semi.
Yep. That's next, folks.
Show Chevrolet how it's done.
If anybody's got an old semi they want to donate that's all blown up, let us know.
I got that old cab over.
You got a cab over?
I got an old cab over.
I guess we just got a semi donated.
So I need an electric motor though.
I guess I could donate an electric motor to the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool because
Well, doesn't that motor that you have spin like 2,500 RPM?
yes, it does. 28.
28.
Yeah, you can and
And that's about what the
and-
truck spins.
and variable too. You can.
Yeah. Right.
It's set up on a 0 to 3 volt throttle position sensor, so it drives just like a gas pedal. You hook it up and
Ah,
you,
that would be so cool in that
Yeah.
semi.
that would be really cool.
I got that last one over there.
Reason why that'd be so cool is because the semi is so rigid that you could really put batteries all over the structure.
Right.
Because in my electric jet boat, I had 14 batteries in the boat with that.
I want to buy some Tesla batteries to do this.
Right, and see, so I spent $10,000 building the boat with just buying the motor controller, and then I had about $2,000 worth of marine grade batteries. Well, you could get a lot longer and better performance out of a lithium package, you know?
Right.
Just like these impacts.
Right.
Like today's modern impacts going from just 5
That's
years
what we
ago,
need to do.
NiCad was the
Right.
thing to have 5 years ago. Now we're on to like aluminum batteries and
Well,
things.
that's what we need to do is just go buy a bunch of Milwaukee batteries and power a semi. Okay. Got to run a vacuum from the Sniper to the brake booster. That shouldn't be hard. I got new plugs and wires. We got to gap the plugs. We'll probably do that off camera. That's not fun to watch. So I think these are like 35,000s. So pretty big gap. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot left to do. I mean, we could almost start it up as soon as we get this fuel pump done.
Are you running the same plug number that you
No.
had with your carburetor?
No, these are a non-resistor. So, non-resistor type plug. So, I think these ones are, let me see, what is the number on
An
it?
R435.
It's a R43S, and the other ones were R43. So,
Would you want to run a hotter plug with something like this?
nope. Not that I know of.
Not that we know of.
So,
Or maybe even a cooler plug.
yeah.
You know?
I wonder how that throttle linkage is going to work out.
Well,
Let's bring that camera in closer. Let's bring you guys up here so you can see what we're working on. Put you right smack dab in the middle. That way we can go around you and hit you. Don't sue us. Ooh, I don't want to. Special guest appearance by Travis.
well, you know, you got me interested in this. I do enough cool stuff I think the internet might appreciate a YouTube channel out of me, so.
Look at that. I think it's going to work perfect.
Wow.
Look at that.
It was almost like it was made for it, huh?
Uh-huh. I might have to extend this just a little bit, but
Your adjustment?
yeah, because
Right.
that's the end of the stroke, so I'll have to extend it just 1 RCH.
Do you on the screen? Does this tell you where zero's at? And is
It zeros all.
Is that
That's zero right there. So
What's this set screw here do?
which one? That's just for your throttle blades. To open your throttle blade just a little bit. You can adjust your idle. There's an IAC in here, which is intake air control. And so it regulates the idle that way. That's how it controls the idle. But we will be changing that. We use that to adjust the IAC to where we want it. A little bit more. Look at that. Perfect.
Wow.
That has to be a first where you don't have to make a throttle linkage. It's just a bolt-on plug and play deal.
I think you've forever.
You'll never put a carburetor on again, will you?
I don't think I'll ever put a carburetor on anything ever again. And you know, I'm one of these '90 babies that I grew up. I gave up on two-strokes because they just have too many issues, and I give it up on carbureted things because I've moved on to fuel injected and realized how much better it is, you know. And a lot of people shy away from that, but I think that this is the only way to go in 2021, dude.
Yeah, I am in agreement.
Like, you're watching this and you're thinking that.
You got to speak because this is the only mic.
Right.
So,
If does it pick up pretty good?
come here. So you want to talk where it's just about right there?
Uh-huh.
And
So whenever
you can see whenever you're farther away, if I move further away,
Right.
I mean, you can see what it's picking up.
So does that make it hard to hear in the video?
Yeah. And I can adjust it some.
Right.
So, but yeah, there's some parts that are.
Right. Well, if you're at home watching this and you don't think that getting one of these is worth it, after riding in the El Camino and seeing how it run, man.
That El Camino's a running son of a buck.
Wow. I mean, you take an old 454 and it turns it into like it's a modern day 2017 Chevy,
Yeah.
Vortec or something.
Yeah, you'd never guess that El Camino had a 454 under there.
Not the way it starts, runs,
Yeah.
cruises, and the fuel mileage.
As long as you don't run it out of gas with your grandmother in the car.
Oh my goodness. You were relying on that fuel mileage a little
Oh,
too much.
man.
That's funny.
Oh, that sucks. Now the throttle is hooked up. I still don't understand what makes the car start, but we'll get there eventually. I don't know how that starter works. I have no idea. So, but that's full throttle right there. Man, that would engage the starter. I got to throw oil in it, oil filter. So, I guess we'll find out what we're going to do next. I don't really know what we're going to do next. I got to open up that other box of Holley stuff and see what all we got to run to put the fuel line in. I'd sort of like to use this metal line for the fuel line for the intake, and the rubber line, use it for the return. I know this is intake and this is return, and I don't know how exactly I'm going to run that. I'd hate to run them separate. I might just run down and around with the return and stay away from the exhaust. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we can hook up the first two sensors with the Holley EFI right now. If I had a knife.
What if we came under and ran both of our fuel lines under that way?
Right. Well, we could. I mean, we could come just like this, like the factory fuel line did.
Is that how factory went?
This is a factory right
Factory
here.
in.
Yep. And I'm wondering about tying a hose onto there, running that nut down, and putting a hose over it, coming straight to here.
Right.
And
Where's
then
your factory return?
And then it doesn't have a factory return. So, and then we could come down through here and run back along with the factory line, zip tie it or something. So, okay, first two sensors being hooked up to the Holley. Welcome to the modern era. Well, there we go. Okay, that's oxygen sensor maybe. That's not what I want. That's what I want right here. Second one in. We're going to pull it down and underneath of all these wires. Coolant temperature is engaged. Oxygen sensor. I still have to figure out how I'm going to run this, but I think I'm going to hide it all behind the engine. And it's real cool because this is all really pretty darn far away from the exhaust. Probably banging y'all, and you'll probably hear me bang against everything. We could zip tie to that blow-by tube, like that, down in there, maybe. Which one's that one? That is, holy cow, look how long that thing is. Where is the factory? Oh, well, I guess it is like that.
How far could that be ran down to be hidden?
Oh yeah, it can be hidden really well.
Real well.
So, I mean, I'm gonna put it all
Damn.
down in there in the air breather will cover a lot of it.
The distributor wire right here.
Probably. But I'll pull all that back out and tape it up. But that's there. So now we got, that's an output harness, which I don't think I really need it. That is coolant temp. One of those is my main wires. I think this is my main wires. This is an output one, which I don't really think I need because I'm not running a tack or anything in this car. So I got 2 more wires to hook up, and we should be running on that end. So let's get this fuel tank sorted out, I think is the next plan. The fuel tank is going to be a pretty easy deal to sort out. Although we do have to figure out some of this Holley stuff to sort the fuel tank out. There's all the hose they sent me. Fittings. That's the new fuel pump, I think. Oh, so that's a feed line. Okay, that's cool. We can drill a hole right in here. Use this. Oh, phooey. Wait, is that a feed or is that a return? Number 2. Okay, no. The feed line is going to come from here.
The return is our hole we're drilling, huh?
Right.
Right.
And I'm wondering about, is there, no, there's not enough room in there. I was wondering about drilling a return line in there.
Right.
But no big deal. So yeah, we can set it up on the table.
Sorry, my foot's hurt. I can't bend down like I used to.
I'm not as good as I once was. Don't sue me, Toby Keith.
I do not own the rights to that song. Hell, it was so on cue that they might flag it for copyright.
Yeah. My mama always told me I had an angelic voice.
Well, if this car don't work out, you can always sell bad steaks to people in Oklahoma City.
Speaking of steaks, I'm getting hungry again.
I'm getting hungry too.
Wonder what Mama's making for supper. Okay. So this has to connect to this somehow.
That to there?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a little rubber?
But this will have to put a little hose on or something? Yeah, that's just a hose barb.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is.
So if we put a hose barb, if we connect a hose to there somehow, and this could set, we're gonna have to mount this on the car somehow. Anyways, we're gonna figure this out and we'll be back. I mean, this video is gonna be super long, so. Okay guys, well we drilled a new hole in there. We had a magnet and we sucked up all the shavings, and then we put in the new fuel sender. Okay, we're gonna chop this off right here. Maybe put a flare on there. And then we will run this as the new fuel line with all that new rubber hose all the way to the front of the car, to the fuel inlet. Then we will use the old steel line that this used to feed into to run into the return. So, but I think that'll be on next video. I want to thank Travis for coming out and helping me do this. And then I sure want to thank each and every one of you guys Be sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We got a lot coming up, and
Yeah.
we're about to have a first start of this whole 56 Buick. So it's getting real fast. So, all right, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.